So we can quickly talk about this. There is a full clip on Twitter on the stat trading that you can take a look at. But if we go in here, so on options, what we're looking to do is you have two values, you got intrinsic and extrinsic. So the extrinsic value is the thing you're paying for. So whenever you buy an option, this is what you're paying for. You're buying how long it has till it expires and then how volatile the stock is, because the more volatile it is, the more you have to pay for time. So if it moves plus or minus 10 cents in a week, you're probably not going to pay more than like 20 cents for an options contract, right? If it moves plus or minus $10 in a week, you might be paying $5, $6, $7 for a contract expiring in a few days, or in a day. I mean, $10 in a day, you might pay like $10 for a weekly option, right? And that's per share. So if you pay $10 on a contract, it's $10 per share, makes it $1,000 contract. So what we're looking to do is we want to buy options here, just extrinsic, not super far out of the money because those are more likely to just go to zero, but slightly out of the money. And then we want a magnitude that puts a very big intrinsic value. So if we can buy with a value here, and then the intrinsic value can go to that, that's where we make all our money, from this to that. So you ride it from here to here. So when we're looking at applying this, we want to cluster pivot targets together so we can expect bigger moves. So in this example, 27.25 to 25.53. And then we want to ask ourselves, how in the money would those options be on that chain at magnitude at 25.53, and what are they trading at when that signal breaks? So if you look at the 27 put, at 27.25, it's trading about 81 cents. So if the 27 put goes $1.50 in the money at 25.53, it's going to be worth $1.50 intrinsic because it's $1.50 in the money. So if it's 80 cents and it's going to be worth $1.50 intrinsic, we can buy it expecting it to go double or more. So it goes 81 cents to 2, right? And the reason it does that is because you still have that theta value. So it's worth 1.5 intrinsic, and then it's worth, like, give or take, we'll just say 50, 60 cents extrinsic based on how long it has. And this is a weekly option. You can also look at the 26.5. You can see when that goes in force at 27.25, magnitude to 25.5. The 26.5 put would be $1 in the money at magnitude. So when it breaks at 54 cents, it's going to $1 intrinsic. So you can buy it right there. And then once it's $1 in the money, it's worth $1.50 because it's still worth that about 50 cents intrinsic that you paid, or extrinsic that you paid for, just for the time to hold it. So we want to be in the money before our targets, and we want an intrinsic value higher than whatever we paid for it, because that allows you to then have break-even stops, even though you're playing options which depreciate. Because intrinsic value, as you can see here, intrinsic value does not dissipate with time. It stays the same. So that's what we're looking for with options. And therefore, like when I'm looking at Coca-Cola, when this breaks here, 68.53, it's only going to move 70 cents, right? So maybe a 68.50 put, I personally just used a 69 because I'll make more money. It's already moving $1. Every time this drops $1, that 69 put goes $1 further in the money. So I just bought it in the money and expected that if it did work really big, I'd made a lot. And if it didn't, I made like 30%.